holidays. A couple updates for the 240 here. I got a package fresh from Sweden. I don't know if you can see that. Sweden. These are the fuel and ignition chips for the 240. So we're dealing with the red block engine and that old school ECU. You got to go right with the plug-in chips. This was off of eBay because I couldn't find anybody from Turbo Bricks to supply a chip. The guy even gives you some instructions here that we'll go over. But here's the money shot. Got a fuel chip and an ignition chip. They're in some little foam here. The guy on eBay, let me see if his name's on here. It was like D5J Lunda or something like that. I'll put a link in the description, but he's providing these chips here, and it's just pretty much plug and play. So we'll do an install video, and we'll go over the the whole shebang here for doing your chip. It's pretty easy. I just practiced on a junk ECU, and it looks like it'll be pretty straightforward. So we'll be able to do the fuel ECU, but we won't be able to do the ignition ECU. Or actually, it's called the Easy K. But what it is here is, this is an Easy K. This is out of the NA version of the car, but this doesn't have a chip socket to accept one of those chips. So either what we would have to do is have a daughter board, solder it into here, or try to find an Easy K that does have a chip socket. And there are some, but unfortunately I don't have one. So that covers the chips. Now we've got a boost gauge as well on my nice little Christmas presents. Got an IPD boost gauge, and I'm probably going to get another one identical to it. This will go in the 240. Comes with nice little push connect fittings. This is actually a nice little kit. Some hard tubing and another little T fitting in here to go under the engine bay. And what I want to know, and I'd like you guys to comment down below here, is I'm going to install this in the 240, but currently I have a setup that's going to look kind of something like this. And I got the old school gauge in there and the air fuel ratio gauge. So I want to keep that old school gauge look going on, but still be able to have numbers and be able to tell actually how much boost I'm running. So what I'm thinking about doing is a glove box mounted little performance dash where we would have a boost gauge and possibly a switch for an exhaust cutout. So I'm thinking about also doing an exhaust cutout pre-cat, go out. Just removed both ECUs out of the 240. This is the Easy K, this is the ECU, fuel, ignition. I'm going to open this one up first, install the fuel chip, because I know I'm going to be able to do it in here. Then I'm going to open this one up and see if it has a chip socket. It's probably not going to. And either way, I'm installing both back in the car. You don't need to have the ignition chip installed to run the fuel chip, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people running just the fuel chip, because it's kind of tricky to get this daughter board installed in here. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll have a chip socket in there. So see what we can do here. Get it opened up. Basically, what it is there's just these tabs on the back, and you're gonna take a small screwdriver and just roll them up, and this thing just comes right out of here, and we'll get inside there. Here's the money shot. Volvo knots. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, there she blows. Looks like we got some kind of potting compound around one of these capacitors. Let me set it down before I drop it here. Okay, so here's the guy we're after. I'm going to remove this little plastic clip. The instructions say here. Remove the fuel box located under the glove box on the right. Fold up the metal hooks. Here is the chip. They have it circled. You can barely see it. There it is. Take a small screwdriver and peel off the plastic holder, and the direction of the chip is marked with a small notch on one end, and there's a small notch on the end of these chips here, so you want to have it go in that direction. And I'll peel this out of here. While I have this open, I'm going to check for anything that looks obviously like burnt up or, you know, like charred, any kind of signs of corrosion. I might have to replace the entire ECU. Other than this weird white jism right here, which is kind of rubbery, looks like some silicone. Looks kind of like it's okay. So let's pry this bad boy off of here. I'm going to get a pick or a screwdriver. I used a screwdriver on the practice run.